Chess is more than a game. It's strategy, it's intelligence, it's friendship. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. The game has just begun.
Hi chess friends, today I'm here on Lichess to resolve some tactics. Remember that tactics are so important for every level of Lichess, of chess, low, all and average. So it's really important that you day by day do some tactics and we can do some together. And in this position, it's an endgame, can you see? White has 6 pawn, black has 6 pawn, so equal material completely. But you have to see how to create a pass pawn in this position to win. It's a completely winning for white, and you have to see how. And here you have only this pawn. You can do nothing on the A file or B file, C file with the king. You have to do something on G file or H file. Can you see? So you can analyze what could be useful in this position. Which is the fastest way to create a pass pawn? If, for example, G4 H6, you have to calculate, but after G4 H6 you have no sequence to create a pass pawn. Or if you push E5, it's not a good move because the position is blocked. You can't create a pass pawn. The strongest move here is F5, and after E capture for F5 we have pawn capture for F5, and if you capture, now you create a pass pawn. Can you see? Now you lost all this pawn, like now it's 3 against 5, but now you create a pass pawn and you will win. So remember, you can sacrifice some pawn in final, in the endgame, to create a pass pawn. For example, I want to show you the analyze. If you take this, black can capture, and now you have no way to create a pass pawn. Okay, you can do it, but black can simply capture, and now what can you do? You can do nothing. There is no way to create a pass pawn. Okay, in this position. If white here after this move decide not to capture the pawn but to do this, you push, you play F6, and there is no way to stop. You have to capture, and again the H pawn will be a pass pawn. So remember it. Sacrifice some pawns to create a pass pawn in the final. It's so important. So important. So now you push, and it's completely winning. Okay, second problem. Here it's a middle game. Black decide to sacrifice this bishop for 2 pawn, because he was expecting probably queen capture for G4, but this is a mistake, and queen capture for G4 and bishop capture for D4. But here you have to see a thing, that white queen is attacked, but you can gain a time with this move. Really nice. Knight capture for E4 with a terrible threat to capture the bishop with double attack. So only after this you can capture, and now it's completely it's an advantage for black, because yes, black can capture, but you can capture, and it's not important after this check. It's completely good position for white. White is up material, so it's winning. I want to show you this. If you don't do this and you capture simply with the pawn, black can capture this knight, and it's different now because black has the e pawn, and black will defend this e pawn, and now it's harder to can play f4, f5, maybe not rook here, but f5 to defend. So it's different, okay, because this king here is so weak. So it's so important in this position play knight e4, because if black here decide to capture, you have this knight for f6 check, and after the king move, knight for d7, and you gain a queen. You're attacking the bishop, and it's completely winning for white, okay. So another problem, okay, this is so complicated, I wasn't able to resolve. Can you see this position? It's equal material, because it's like there is only some difference. Knight for a bishop, knight in white and bishop for black, but black has 5 pawns, white 6. But this is not important. It's important that white here is threatening checkmate. Queen h5 will be checkmate. How can you defend? You can capture the rook. If you capture the rook, there is queen for h5. How can you defend queen for h5? You can simply capture this bishop for f3, and you defend by bishop h5. And now comes the interesting move. Now is check. You can move your king. You have only one move, and it's incredible. You capture the rook, but now after this check, you have to cover with the queen, not to play king here. Not to play king here, you have to cover with the queen. After queen come here, now you play queen d6, and you defend everything. I want to show you the analyze because it's so difficult, this problem. You sack the bishop, but this pawn is pinned. So now rook come here, check. You capture the rook. You are threatening checkmate, so here, so you have to do something. You can defend this pawn, so you have to do something. Computer say rook sacks, rook e6, pawn capture for e6. And after queen here, you have not to move the king. If you move the king, could be a mistake, because there is like king here, and white could hold this position, okay. But if you play queen here, it's winning, because you have not to be scared from this move, because you can play rook capture for g2. The only move is king here, and now really nice move, rook for g6 check, and after the king move, rook can capture the queen, okay. Really beautiful chess problem, really beautiful. Okay, problem number 4. Here you are down of a knight, can you see? So it's important to find a way to gain this knight, can you see? But black king is in a bad position maybe, but c3 pawn maybe it's a little weak, because black queen, rook and knight are putting pressure on c3 pawn. So you have to find a way to capture this knight. Can you see? You can use the weakness of the black king. You can play queen e5 check, king move, and now you can, this pawn will be pinned. You can capture this knight, because if there is pawn capture for e4, queen can capture on a5. So I will show you in the end of combination. Now we have this really nice rook for c3, and now I want to show you this beautiful. You have not to capture with the queen, because black will capture again the rook after queen sack, after queen for c3. Then I show you, you play this. I want to show you this. Check, king move, rook capture here. You can capture with the rook with the pawn, because queen falls, okay. So now rook here, but now you have not to capture with the queen, the rook. because here follow queen capture for c3, b capture for c3, and now pawn for e4, and you are down material. So it's not an easy position for white. This is completely losing for white. So be careful after the rook capture for knight, because after this here you have only to move the king. And now there is no checks, there is no way black can capture this rook for the same reason. Queen falls and it's winning, because here white is better. It's a little better here. Computer says you can play rook here, there is an attack on h pawn, so it's important. King here is so in bad position, but you have the rook here. It's not a completely winning for white, but white has some advantage. So okay, now we have this position. Can you see? You would white here has a nice attack. You would like to play f capture for g6, but you can't because there is a bishop hanging. Okay, so here you have a nice fork, bishop g7, and after the king move f6, and you capture the queen. And now it's a winning for white because white has more activity. Can play rook f1, queen f3, g4. Everything is good. This plan is so incredible good. Can you see? And black king here is so bad. If king comes here, you can simply push, and it's winning for white. So really nice way. And if you don't capture the bishop after bishop here and rook move, you find the time to capture the g6 pawn. You couldn't capture g6 pawn before because queen can capture the bishop. Okay, so it's bad, but in this way you gain a time. After the rook move you capture, and if black here captures, there is queen f6, and you gain some material. Okay, you have this position is check. You can choose if move your king here or capture the knight, but it's important that black queen is not attacking this position, but white queen is attack. So you could move the king here, but it's not a good move. You can capture with the rook this knight. Seems good, but there is a rook d8 check. Would be checkmate. So the right move here is queen capture for f7, because after the pawn capture for f7, we have rook capture for b2, and you are a completely winning position. This pawn, it's not a problem. So you have not to be scared from this attack. For example, here, because this knight can defend. You can simply capture because there is no check, because there is a knight that control a lot of things. You have not to be scared. There is always knight here to defend this check, so you are completely winning. So remember, when you are attacking white queen or opponent's queen, you can sacrifice your queen because you will capture it on the next move. And if here white doesn't accept the sacrifice, capture this pawn, you can move your queen, and you will be able to survive. So remember this, it's so important. When your opponent when you are attacking the opponent's queen, you can sacrifice. Okay, in this way, really nice. So okay, another position. This is so beautiful. It's an endgame, and now you have to find a way to win with this white. You could try king c6, but it's not a good move because black will be faster. Will capture the f2 pawn and will push his e pawn. So if you push your pawn, black can capture this pawn. You have only one move in this position. only one move, and is king d4 or king e5. You have to prevent the capture of the pawn. How can you do? You can move the king. If you move the king, black can capture this pawn. So is king e5, not king d4. I will show you why. King here can capture the pawn, and king here capture, and now king here. You have a opposition. You will create a pass pawn really soon, and this is completely winning, okay? You will create a pass pawn. So it's important here, because if you try something like this, I told you, you are too slow. Can you see? Too slow. Black promotes. If you play king d4, king d4 is a bad move because black can play king f4. If you play king e5, the right move. Black in Zhuozhuang can't defend this pawn. This is the reason why king e4, king d4 is losing, but king e5 is winning, because you put black king in Zhuozhuang, okay? Because black can push nothing. This pawn can be pushed, the a pawn can be pushed, the b pawn can be pushed, nothing. So black in Zhuozhuang. You could capture this if after king e5, if you capture this pawn is bad because king can capture here, and this is completely winning, okay? For white, sorry. Okay, so remember to do a few tactics every day and you will improve your level of chess. Tactics are so important for low and average level. And remember to subscribe to my channel. I hope this video enjoy you. Thank you very much for watching my video, and see you soon with another video. Thank you really much. Bye.